Chat, we need to talk about Caesar. Okay, first of all, don't worry about Caesar. She's going to be a great character, but I really, really want to talk about her kit right now. It just came out. I've read her kit before, but it was like Google translations and stuff, so I didn't want to comment on it before anything was like actually confirmed and we got actual data from the game. So I just waited until this actual kit was out. You guys probably have seen some other, content creators playing as Caesar, talking about Caesar and stuff, but I really want to go through this because I am worried, to Caesar's point, okay, so for everybody that's at home right now that wants to pull on Caesar, you guys are good. She's amazing. No worries about that at all. But I'm more so worried about the game and what they want to do with the tank class. That's kind of what I want to get to. So, okay, let's look at her kit. Getting straight up to it, guys. Don't want to waste you guys' time over here, so we're going to just talk really fast about the things that don't really care. Her skill set, move, basic attack, dead end. Just, do your slashes, do your thing. You get assist points by playing her right. You can consume an assist point to do a toss shield attack. So you go Captain America on that, right? Dealing physical damage, characters invulnerable, all that crap. Here, the multiplier, guys, if you want to look this up. Again, I'm getting this information from hakush.in, zzz.hakush.in, if you guys are curious. This is what it is, normal basic attack. It's cool that you can throw the shield. It's fun, right? Cool thing, cool mechanic. You guys probably saw this in her gameplay videos. Okay, so chain attack. Whenever chain attack is triggered, unleashes powerful downward strike. That's normal stuff. When you got Decibel Radiant Maximum, that's her ultimate. Tosses the shield forward, unleashing powerful spinning attack on the enemies in front, followed with a downward strike, dealing massive physical damage. Just your normal stuff, right? When hitting shielded enemies, the dazed out is increased by 100%. Really straightforward, okay? If you're hitting an enemy that's shielded, 100% more dazed damage. Okay, we're getting an ultimate. We're doing massive physical damage. If you do this on a shielded enemy, daze increased by 100%. So she's already doing the stunner's job on this specific scenario. So yeah, so she breaks the shield, exactly what Bob says. So she breaks the shield and she stuns. Of course, it is a niche scenario, but you guys get what I'm getting. I think you guys understand what I'm getting at here, right? So she's doing things that stunner characters do. She's a tank. Let's continue. Dodge. While dodging, press dodge to activate, strikes forward. During skill activation, damage taken is reduced by 40%. When attacked by an enemy, Caesar blocked with the shield. Normal dodge counter, damage taken is reduced by 40%. You can probably dash into the special, but we're going to read the special a little bit later. Dodge counter, during perfect dodge, press to activate, slashes enemy in front, doing physical damage. Character normal dodge counter, nothing new. Assist, when the unfielded character is launched, press to assist. This happens, if you guys don't know, what happens when you get hit by an enemy and you can, press the quick assist button. Caesar's going to come in and she's going to take control of the playing field. Whenever you do parries the enemy attack and deals massive daze. This skill excels at parrying the enemy attacks, reduces its consumption of assist points when the character is under intense attacks. Yada yada. After activating defensive assist, press attack button to activate. Tosses the shield forward, unleashing powerful spinning attack on enemies in the front, followed by a slash that deals physical damage. This looks like a normal defensive assist, right? Right after you defend, you press attack, you do a special little attack. And then you can probably, after you parry, you can just head into her skill, which is her block, all right? Special attack. Press special attack to activate, strike forward with the shield, dealing physical damage. If Caesar is hit by an enemy in the beginning of the skill activation, it'll trigger a perfect block. So it's just like your parry, but instead of pressing your parry button, you press your skill button, and then she does a perfect block. Negating damage once and automatically following up with a special attack, Roaring Thirst. After using the skill, Caesar enters a guard stance, reducing incoming damage by 40%, and when attacked by an enemy, Caesar blocks with the shield, gets slightly knocked back. Press skill or special skill to trigger retaliation, activating special attack Roaring Thirst, or EX special attack Overpowered Shield Bash. Special attack Roaring Thirst. So this, if you don't have the EX activation, you just press it, it's gonna block. If you do have the EX attack, you do the parry counter with the EX special attack, and then you activate the Overpowered Shield Bash, okay? It strikes forward with the shield, dealing massive physical damage. If Caesar is hit by an enemy at the beginning of the skill, activation or an interrupt is triggered with a shield strike, it will trigger perfect block, negating incoming damage and recovering energy used to activate the skill. When the skill is activated through perfect block or retaliation, perfect block cannot be triggered again. Character is invulnerable while using this skill. When Caesar triggers perfect block, retaliation, or defensive assist, her impact is increased by 20% for 3 seconds. Again, we are giving Caesar massive impact buffs. Pretty cool. Up to now, guys, if you play her right, your team is going to have a very, very good time with her defensive capabilities. She's going to take a lot less damage while trying to parry stuff and being defensive. And if you play her right, then your daze is going to go through the roof. If the enemy has a shield and you have your ultimate, then he is as good as stunned. At least this is what we get from here, right? This is where it gets completely crazy, dude, to me, which is her core passives. When Caesar activates EX special attack, parry counter, chain attack, ultimate, or triggers EX special attack overpowered shield bash through retaliation, she buffs the entire team with Radiant Aegis. Shields equal to 1400% of her base impact plus 1400. The shield lasts for 90 seconds. 90 seconds is a long freaking time, dude, and is equipped by the on-field character. So what does this tell you? It tells you what everybody was saying. She is basically Zhongli in Zenless Zone Zero. Play well with her. You just do the right things with her, and you activate a shield that's going to be given to your whole team. It's going to let you keep your main character in the field for longer periods of time. It's going to let you make more mistakes. This is what tank characters, in my opinion, are supposed to be. Right? This is what they are supposed to do. So, okay, awesome, right? While Radiant Aegis is active, the shield bearer's anti-interrupt level is increased, and their attack is increased by 1,000. You have a flat attack buff here for 1,000 for anybody that's using the shield. Now, this is already a big thing, in my opinion. After Radiant Aegis expires, the buff remains for an additional 5 seconds. When you activate Radiant Aegis, which is this shield, you switch it to your main deeps, and you get a flat 1,000 attack. That's a lot. For how many? For 90 seconds. You gotta play your cards right, because if you keep getting damaged, then you're just gonna lose the shield. And if you lose the shield for damage, you're gonna lose Radiant Aegis. You're gonna lose this 1,000 flat attack buff. Okay, this is already huge. This happens regardless. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you have core passives activated. This always happens. As long as you play your cards right with Caesar, your DPS gets a shield and gets 1,000 attack. This is already, in my opinion, going way outside the bounds of a tank character, dude. Right? This looks so much like a support character thing. I like the special block. Regardless of if you have the EX or not, you get a bonus for heavy energy, not a penalty for failing to check. No, 100%. Yeah, I don't think it would be fun for you to have the EX to be able to parry, but it is cool that when you do parry with the EX, you get all these, other cool things that can happen, right? That's a big ass shield, 100%. Oh, the value of the shield is party wide. Fascinating. Yes. So it's not that it's party wide. It is party wide because you only have one character in the field at the time, right? But whatever character comes in gets the shield. Yeah, so yeah, it is party wide in a sense. What DPS characters have 2.3 attack unless you're wailing for discs? That is a 33 to 50% bonus. Yes, it is. And it gets worse. Oh my god, that's our unbuff packs and homo. Yeah, so additional ability, Battle Spirit. When there is another character in your squad who can activate defensive assists or is from the same faction, that being Sons of Caledon, when Caesar activates Perfect Block, Retaliation, Defensive Assist, or Basic Attack that end, which is a shield throw, she applies a debuff effect on enemies within a 7-meter radius, increasing the damage they take from all teammates by 25% for 30 seconds. Who does this in the game? So let me give you the Caesar game plan. You're going to play your cards right, and you're going to use your EX special attack, your retaliation, and your parry counter. Because you're doing these things right, your daze is going to go through the roof. When you daze someone, you get the special switch in. Besides the special switch in, you get Radiant Aegis to everybody. And then guess what you do? You switch in your main DPS. Your main DPS is going to come to the field with a huge titanium shield, 1,000 flat attack buff, and 25% damage buff for 30 seconds. Dudes, support characters, in my opinion, are the ones that are supposed to do this. Like, let me give you an example, right? Let's pick Rina. She's not a tank, she's a support. She's supposed to stay off field and give this buffs to people. What does she do? Her special attack activates a quick assist. That's about it. Her core passives get her penetration ratio up, which is good. Her additional ability is whenever someone is inflicted with shock, all squad members' electric damage increased by 10%. My guy, Rina is a support focused unit. We can look at Sokaku, same thing. She buffs like ice damage, right? Caesar is a tank. What the hell is a tank supposed to do? Is it supposed to do this? Yeah, and the duration of shock is way less than 30 seconds, 100%. Yeah. What is this? Are support characters a joke to you, whoever's? What is this? No, seriously. Yeah, that's it. One boss that are elite. That's going to be wild. Yeah, it's better than a 25% attack buff because all damage taken, that applies to all your own multipliers. Yeah, and the thing is that, it applies to all your multipliers, and even if you run out of to do with your main DPS, dude, it's every character. 30 seconds is a long time. You can just switch to the other characters and that buff's still there. It's going to count for Caesar too. It's insane. The shield is very defense, but man, these other buffs, I agree, it's very support light. And the duration of shock is way less. Yeah, 100%. Of course, Caesar is limited to a small radius, but it isn't a huge detriment. Honestly, I don't think so. Because what does the game want you to beat fast? The bosses, right? And you're going to be right on the guy. So I don't think the radius is a problem at all. What I want to tell you guys is that ever since tank characters, Bidim in the chat can attest to this. Like, ever since I saw that tank characters were a thing in this game, I was worried about them because I was like, I know how Hoyoverse likes their end game to be, man. I know they love giving you time trials to do, which I think is freaking stupid, but that's a subject for a whole other video. The fact that you're putting tank characters in the game where the end game is going to be based about how fast you beat something, that's going to put the tank characters in a very, very, very weird position. So we were talking about this on stream and I was like, listen, man, tank characters, they're either not going to play like tank characters or they're just going to get like these ridiculous buffs. Like, they're not going to even be tanks. Like, why are they going to be called that? And that's what I'm kind of thinking right now. Like, sure, she has her block mechanics and stuff, and that's really cool. But what I want to say is that the reason why Caesar looks so insanely broken and has these skills that just buff the attack of the entire team is because of this stupid time trial endgame that Hoyoverse always wants to shoehorn into their game, man. Because if you have a character that's a tank character and he's supposed to help the team out with utility, with defensive buffs, allow the team to make more mistakes, it gives you an easier time against bosses that are hard on the trade-off that you're going to take longer to beat it. If you take longer, you can make more mistakes, and if the mistakes are truly punishing, then that's not something you want to do. But maybe you do want to play with tank characters and that's just the way you like playing games. Who are we to tell you can't? That's the normal way that tanks are supposed to work, man. But because their end game is so focused on beating things fast, tanks can't play their own game. Tanks can't be that. So what do? You make her buff the absolute leaving daylights out of the attack for the entire team, dude. Because that takes care of the fact that you have a character on field that's focusing on days. If she ends up giving less days than stun characters, and she only gives defensive buffs, then if you have a character like that, you are going to take longer to kill something. At that point, if the end game is a time trial, what you're going to do is you're just going to use a stun character that stuns faster, and you're going to use more DPS characters because you need to kill that freaking boss fast. It is what it is. So characters like her, tank characters that would focus on a more slow play style, nobody was going to use them because the end game is designed against what they are supposed to be. So what you have to do, because of your freaking endgame, is give the tank characters these insane attack buffs to make up for the fact that you don't have a dedicated stunner and you don't have, 2 DPSs, I guess, or something like that, right? That you might need to clear that endgame, to clear that time trial. That's the reason. But the problem here is that Caesar seems to be completely power creeping the support characters, dude. She is doing what, in my head, support characters are supposed to do. And they do that. Like, what does Sokaku do? What does Rina do? They buff attack of a specific element. Caesar buffs the attack of everybody by 25% for 30 seconds, dude. And that's not even talking about the 1,000 attack, the 1,000 flat attack thing, dude. I look at this and I look at the support characters right now and I imagine them looking at Hoyoverse and being like, am I a joke to you? What am I? She does everything that we do, but better. And she gives a shield and she has a cool play style, I guess support characters now go to the other team, right? Not to say that Lucy wouldn't still be good, because Lucy would activate her core passive and would still give cheer on to characters that's more buffs, right? But it would be completely fine for you to play the game without a support character and just with Caesar, because do you really need something above that 25% attack buff, dude? I don't know. I really want to play to find out, right? So I might be wrong, guys. Right. This isn't like a thing that's set in stone, but dude, what is happening here? I think that's insane. And then Bob Chow just said in the chat there, now's a good time to mention that we haven't had a limited banner support agent yet. When that happens, what are they going to do? How broken that they're going to be? Well, yeah, when you get the support in the limited banner, man, the support is going to have to be better than Caesar. Would you not agree? So fine. Let's say that, non-limited characters like Rina, like, Sokaku, they're usually power crept. Maybe not this fast, but they're usually power crept. But now there will be a point where we're going to get a support character in the limited banner. And the support character is going to have to be better than Caesar for her support capabilities. And to me, man, I'm sorry, but support translate into buffing the damage of the characters, which is what they already do. But all of them are just worse than Caesar, in my opinion. So what are they going to do? Like, is the next support character going to buff like elemental damage by 50% for like 30 seconds? It's crazy, right? So guys, the reason why I wanted to talk about this, and the reason why I think that we really should talk about Caesar right now, is because I am worried for this game on just the power creep side of it, right? I think Caesar is a little bit too insane, and I don't think it's their fault. I don't think it's because she's a tank. I think it's all on Hoyoverse's fault for wanting to do this stupid time trial endgame, man. I think that is the biggest reason for why like this happens. And listen, man, there are bad and good sides to power creeping. If you're a new player, power creep is really good because you can just go for the limited character and, not worry too much about building a team. You're going to know that the limited character is good and it's going to help you out and stuff like that. But I do think it's happening a little bit too fast. And I think the support characters just got such a huge short end of the stick right now, man. It's pretty insane. It kind of feels like defense is buffs plus damage mitigation and support is buffs. And they aren't getting buffs plus buffs, whatever to compensate. Yeah. What are they going to get to compensate? The fact that tanks got, yeah. And I've heard a lot of people talk throughout the community like, tanks are in a very weird place. And they are, dude. They are, because like their foundation of what tanks are supposed to be in games like these goes against their end game. I can't stress this enough, dude. It pisses me the flip off. I just don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with the supports. I don't know what they're going to do with future tanks. Dazer's, sure. I think Dazer's in a better spot right now, but it gets me worried, man. And it gets me worried for the future of the game, and just seeing if the game's going to be better or not, right? And seeing if the game's going to still be be good or not. 6 months down the line, what's it going to be like? Can you even use Rina like 6 months from now? Is she even going to be viable in like any team comp, like at all? I don't know, man. And it sucks because I really love Rina. I really love Grace, and those are characters that I want to use for a long time, at least for a year, right? I'm still using my Bronya and Star Rail. I'm still using my Welt and Star Rail sometimes. Clara just got power crept, but it is what it is. That happens. I think she got power crept at the right time, right? It was like a year and a half later or something like that. But yeah, so I'm pretty worried about this, dude. But listen, on the more positive side, a lot of you guys that watch my videos, man, a lot of you guys on the stream here, like we're all beginners in ZZZ, right? We're all like ZZZ is a very, very young game. Most people are like, looking for things, what they should pull, what is going to be good for their account. And if you're here, man, thinking if you should pull in Caesar or not, I'm going to tell you two things. First of all, here on Ktsu, we're all about pulling for the characters that you like, waifu over meta. So pull for the characters that you think look cool and that you like first, right? That's what I always say. You can make them work. Okay, you can make them work. And I think playing gacha games is all about playing with your favorite characters. That's the first thing you should do. But if you're worrying about, how long a character is going to last, if the character is going to good for you, then Caesar, man, I think is one of the most all-range characters that just work with like a bazillion types of teams, man. I think she works with many, many, many characters in the game, and she's going to be good in 90% of teams, man. I really don't think you could go wrong with her. Plus, she looks amazing, so why not pull? My opinion, Caesar's a must pull. Just period. Yeah, if you guys are going to pull for Caesar, so if you want to get her, her huge 25% attack buff off, then these are the characters that you can pick. So Nekomata, Lycaon, Piper, Ambi, Tingyi, Sokaku, Soldier 11, Anton, Jane Doe, Kalida, Corin, Ben Bigger, Lucy, Nicole, Seth, and Ellen. All of these are going to activate Caesar's core passives. These are insane. That's a lot of characters that work with Caesar, dude. It's just to show you guys how very easy it is to build a fully functional team of Caesar, how she can fit almost anywhere, and how she's going to be a good asset and a very, very, very powerful, Dazer and buffer for your team. Really kind of doesn't really matter what you build, dude. So you're telling me that her core passive is on basically everybody? Yes. So guys, once again, dude, if there's a character that has ever been a must pull, dude, it's Caesar. It just is. This is the first character in this game that I don't use these words lightly, guys, because I know how hard it is to farm gacha games and how expensive it is to try and whale from them when you want a character. I don't say this lightly, but this is the first character in this game that to me is 100% a must pull. If you're gonna pull on anybody, dude, you better pull on freaking Caesar. It is what it is. Again, guys, I am a huge advocate playing the game with the characters that you love. You're probably not going to need Caesar to beat the end game, even when the end game is going to be designed around her, around the time that she comes out. We can make your favorite characters work, but you're one lucky guy if Caesar is your favorite character, man. So yeah, guys, this is what I wanted to say. I am a little bit worried about power creep in the future in this game, man. But for now, I'm just going to like look the other way and try to convince myself that, you know, it's not a problem right now. And we'll just, you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, as far as like what the power creep becomes in this game or not, and what the support character is going to be, right? I am a little bit worried about that, but, you know, for now, guys, let's just be positive and have fun with Caesar, right? Let's have fun with her. Let's, you know, like Eddie said in the chat, let's try to build our main DPS if we want to. Like, why not? If you guys are watching on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. You guys are the absolute best, man. And sorry for rambling so much in this video, but you guys are the best. If you like this content, this kind of laid back discussions that we have here, man, please subscribe and like the video if you liked it, right? And if you guys are interested in the stream, man, I stream every Monday, every Wednesday, and every Thursday from 6 to 10 Mountain Time. Thursdays in the afternoon from 2 to 5. Yeah, good luck on your Caesar pulls. I really, really hope everybody that wants her gets her. And that's it, man. See you guys later. Peace.